Hey yo, what's up guys? This is second day. I'm creating this like video about my daily learnings, and this is like few of the things I learned today. So first thing, RESTful. So what is RESTful? To understand RESTful, you can see it as like a set of guidelines, right? It is like a set of guidelines you follow, our developers follow to create like websites or web apps, so that different parts of web apps or different parts of websites can communicate more efficiently and more effectively. And so to understand how RESTful really works, you can basically, again, as I said, it's like a guideline to be followed. So you can see it as you and your teammates following it. It basically like setting a set standard of doing things. It's set standard of requesting, set standard of responding. It's a more organized way of doing things. This makes it way more easier to maintain and way more easier to scale your sites. The other thing I learned is called routes. So yesterday I described about sending request and getting a response back, sending a request to the server and getting a response back from the server, negative or positive, right? For that request to get to the server, it has to follow a path. That path is like a URL. That URL is called route. That's all route is. The other thing I learned is called like a route parameter. So basically, like a simple definition of route parameter is like a route parameter is like a placeholder for your variables. Now, one way to get deeper understanding behind the definition is that whenever you are clicking a link, you are sending a request. You're sending a request to a server. Basically, you're sending a request to access some kind of resource, right? And basically there are like two types of resources: a collective resource and a singular resource. These collective resources are usually named in plural, like houses, people, invoices with an S. And these are like a set or like folders of like with that contains like a singular resources within them. And these singular resources have like a completely different unique set of like thing called record ID, and each have like a completely different ones. And setting a route parameter, a user or a browser can choose what particular record ID they want. Example, let's say people slash Sam. If there was like a people slash name as like a route parameter, you can do like a people slash Sam. That could be like a record ID. That's like all like a route parameter is like setting up like a setting it in a route so that a user can specify a particular variable. The other thing I learned is endpoint. The best and the most fun way to understand endpoint is that imagine you're driving in a straight highway. You're driving in a straight highway and there are like different things next to you. There are barber stores, clubs, bars, what have you. If you are already in a route, that's a highway, you go to one of these places, you can do completely different set of actions, right? There is a route, there is a endpoint. These are different stores. So these stores next to the highway, you can see it as endpoints. You're already in a route, you choose a endpoint. If you change the endpoint, you'll end up in a completely different place. The other example to understand endpoint is, let's say you're driving a WRC car, you're driving top speed, and like your road is split into three different ways. You can stay in the dirt, you can get to a straight highway, or you can get to a glacier, right? So it's for you to decide where you want to go. But if you like all these different things are like endpoints, right? It's for you to decide where you want to go, but you choose one of them, you'll end up in a completely different place. That's like one of the simple high level, like a non-technical way to understand what like an endpoint is. The other thing I learned is called like a request response cycle. There's something I described yesterday as well. So basically, whenever you're clicking a link, you're sending a request to the server that's going through these tunnels, these routers, proxies, gateways, and all these different intermediaries, and it's getting to the server, and you're getting a response back, negative or positive, and you're being like transferred to a different place or what have you. And the other thing I learned, or I would say just got introduced to, is this a new tool for developing APIs. It's called Postman. I don't know much about it, but it's like basically it's for designing, building, and testing APIs. Heard that it's really effective and really efficient. Never tried it. And yeah, that's all about it. Thank you very much. Have a great day. Thanks.